that's a service that definitely I could have used myself many years ago. But
Me too.
I'm happy. I am very happy for those people who are coming to America today from other countries because they have you guys. And please, if you're watching this video, please share what these ladies are doing. It's amazing, amazing. It is not easy. You know, sometimes people think, oh, I just want to go to America. And you think yeah, and it's easy. Trust me. It is.
She was in Georgia. I was in North Carolina. Cyd used to live in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
But she moved to Georgia. Yeah. So she had had a conversation with my mom because you had asked my mom something. And I think my mom was like, you and Wambui, kazi yenu ni kusaidia watu. Munalipwa. I think, if I'm not wrong, Cyd, I think that is how it came to be. Because you two are always helping and doing. You know how it sounds in Kiko, anybody have work.
So now you put this company together and you decide these are the services we are going to be offering. So let's talk about that. Let's say I'm in Kenya and I have let's just start like with a student visa. It could be a student visa, I guess, visitor's visa, but let's do student or even green card because that person is going to come here to stay. Although I will still want you guys to talk about a visitor who is going to be here maybe a month, 2 months, or even a few weeks. How do when I get in touch with you and I say, hey, I have this green card, I'm supposed to relocate to America. I don't know anything about the US. Some people don't know people. And even when you know people, it's still not easy, even when you know people. So what do you do from there? How do you work with that person?
That's a good question, Liz. What we do with that person is we can start the services before they come or upon landing to the United States.
Okay.
Now, before they come, we can provide, let me first mention, we provide, the first consultation is usually about 30 minutes and it's free of charge.
Okay.
So where when you call us, we identify what needs you have.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's say you're a student, you're coming to the US and you need to know where to start. You're coming to Texas, you're coming to Georgia, you know, what do I need? You know, I've won a green card, we are coming, where do we start? So we'll have the first 30 minutes free consultation. And then after that, we'll customize according to your needs based on the things you say you want. Because, for example, a student may come, they have no host. They're going straight to the university. I know nobody, you know.
Yeah.
So if it's a student, we will, you know, based on the things you say that you need. And then we'll also make some suggestions because you could be a 21-year-old coming for your first degree.
Yeah.
So you have an idea of what you want, but also you are also clueless on certain things.
Question for you guys. You live in North Carolina. Dr. Cyd is in Georgia. America has 50 states. If I'm going to New York City or I'm going to California or Hawaii, all right? How do you work with people when they are not visiting or settling in the states where one of you is located at? How do you, and even with the state can also be big. Just because somebody is in Georgia doesn't mean that the Cyd is close by or nearby. So how do you work? How do you work with people when they are not, when they are far away, going to other states or towns that are far away from you guys?
In a world where opportunities are boundless and connections pave the way for success, there's one event that stands out above the rest: the Jumbo List Expo 2024. After a resounding success in New Jersey, Jumbo List is back. From May 24th to May 27th, join us for an unforgettable journey at the Jumbo List Expo 2024 as we celebrate Memorial Day weekend in a grand fashion, a weekend where dreams meet opportunity. Together, we are unlocking those two possibilities. So maybe you're wondering what sets the Jambo List Expo apart. It's where every business begins with Jambo, a gathering of brilliant minds, innovative ideas, and limitless potential. This isn't just an expo. It's a convergence of industry titans, thought leaders, and aspiring entrepreneurs, all united by a shared vision of growth and success. For more details and inquiries, don't forget to reach us through our social media pages, our phone numbers, and our website at www.jambolist.com. Jambo List. Every business begins with Jambo.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Liz, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Nice to see both of you here.
We're happy.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I am so happy to have both of you. Usually I have one person. Today I'm blessed to have two. So that's a double blessing. So what you're going to do is you guys are going to introduce yourselves. Everyone should both of you take each maybe 2-3 minutes. Tell us a little bit about your background, where you were born, where you grew up in Kenya, and then tell us at what point you relocated. And tell us where you went to school, because sometimes we like your maths teacher to see that you went far. So tell us where you went to school, and then a little bit of your relocation. Maybe take 3-4 minutes each. We're going to start with you, Dr. Cyd.
Hey viewers, thank you for having us. My name is Dr. Cyd and Wambui. I'm originally from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. I went to high school in Kenya, Meriliki Girls, and then I went to Moi Maseno University for my undergraduate degree, and then came to the US and I did my master's and PhD in human resources management. So my passion is teaching and, consulting and helping immigrants who are coming to the US settle down. I'm also a family woman. I have family here. I have family in Kenya. So, and a daughter. So, there's nothing like being a mother. I think that pretty much covers it.
All right, that's fine. We'll get into other details once we hear about Wambui. Wambui, take it over. Tell us who you are, where you born, where you grew up, and when you relocated to the US.
Okay, well, like Liz mentioned earlier, my name is Wambui Kuria. I'm from Kenya. I was born in Nairobi. I'm a mother of 3 kids. I've got 2 girls and 1 boy. I came to the US 2017, but I had been here before. But in 2017, when I came, I kind of settled down. I've got family here. I have some family in Kenya. I do go home when I can, but we all know it's not as easy. Where I went to high school, I went to primary school in Hospital Hill. Then I went to high school in Greenfields College in Kitale. Then I went to Loreto Kiambu. I went to university in India. It was called Rohtak University. And then I came back to Nairobi, the usual, got married, got children, started working before I came to the US and settled down. Why am I? One of the things I do here in the US is like my friend and partner is help people settle down, because this country is it's nice. When you're back home, it looks all nice and glamorous, and then you get here and you're like, this is not what I saw, this is not what I expected. So Cyd and myself now come in to kind of help you navigate, hold your hand where you're stuck. So in a nutshell, that is who and what Wambui Kuria is and does.
All right. Awesome. At least now we feel like we know you. We know where you're coming from and where you went to school. So both of you have a company, TipiToe America, TipiToe US. Is that what it's called?
TipiToe USA.
TipiToe USA.
Yes.
But before we get there, tell us a little bit about your experience when you go to the US, because really that's where we're gonna get to how this company was formed. What was your culture shock? What do you wish? Because after seeing the services that you guys offer, I'm like, where were you guys when I got into the US? Like literally, where were you guys? Okay. Or why didn't somebody else have something like what you guys are doing? So let's talk about the challenges that you may have experienced that because that's how most companies are born. There's a problem, you are giving people a solution. So what did you guys experience or even seen other people go through? Not necessarily you know, we see people who come here and at the beginning, just when they're trying to settle their challenges here and there, you might help them if they're people you know, or they might and sometimes they don't know people. They try to navigate through this complex system on their own. So let's start with you, Wambui. What did you experience that was challenging? How easy was it for you? I know you mentioned that you had been in the US before. Had you
Yeah.
come to visit before and you went back to Kenya, or were you in school here, went back, then decided to come back? And how easy or how challenging was it?
I had come to visit.
Okay.
Like I said, I have family here, so I had come to visit.
Okay.
And I mean, visit is a whole different ballgame. Everybody has time for you. Everybody creates time.
Yeah.
I remember Cyd even took time to spend time with me and have some little partying here and there. But then again, that was visit. The challenges from driving on the wrong side of the road to the food, the language.
What do you mean the language? They speak English in America. I know what you mean. I'm just asking because somebody in Kenya like, did you just say the language? Because in Kenya they speak English and they speak English here. So explain to somebody what it means.
We speak the Queen's English. But while you're here, you ain't gonna hear what they gonna tell you. Nothing. You not understand a thing. That's also English.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Yeah.
You know? I want some water. I want some water. You know?
Yeah.
Pop your hood, open the boot. So it's English, yes, but I wouldn't say it's complicated, but it takes time before you understand the English here. Yes. And it can be very frustrating. You're speaking to someone and they keep saying, huh? What do you say? Huh? You are speaking English, but they don't understand what you're saying. Yeah. Chips and fries. My son still laughs about it all the time. Mom, I want some chips. I want some fries. We went to Kenya and he asked for fries and his sister told him, no, ask for chips. He says, no, but chips are potato chips.
Yeah.
So it's English, yes, but it's also not English that we Kenyans would really understand that instantly. Yeah. A lot of people, actually, not just Kenyans, a lot of people from Africa.
Got you. What about you, Dr. Cyd? What were the challenges? What did you find different? Or how easy was it for you?
For me, considering I was about 25 years old, I was excited. I was excited. I've come to this big apple, big country. I was mesmerized by the hugeness of the place. The roads are big, people drive big cars. I was so excited and fascinated about the food, maybe my taste buds were still young. So I was excited I remember we were hosted somewhere and they ordered for pizzas. It was Papa John's. So, my God, it was just yummy.
Yeah.
I was excited. Imagine you're 25, you're so impressionable at that point, and just meeting the different cultures, because I like culture and diversity. So meeting people from all over the world, all of them here. I guess that's why they call it, it's a melting pot. So, you know, in this seminar that we wind, there are people from all over, and then we are all excited and mesmerized about the same thing.
Yeah.
As Wambui highlights, you know, one of the most, what would I say, memorable things were the accent aspect that everyone you're meeting within that forum, and, you know, now once we started doing our own things, the first question was always, where are you from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then you wonder, like, why do they ask this question? Where are you from? You have an accent. And mine was, they have an accent too, but they're focusing on my accent, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and as Wambui was saying, keep saying, huh, you know, I'm sorry, you know, can you say it again? And having to repeat it and speak slowly so they can understand you. And sometimes it got to a point, one of the things I realized was sometimes you don't even want to talk. I'm social, you know, I like people, but now it's like you're hesitant to talk or say things because you're tired of always having to repeat yourself and being told, huh, you know. And then let me say some of the shocking things that were, you know, there was those exciting things, just being here and everything. But the shocking thing, I remember one was going to a gas station, you know, petrol station, Kenya, right? Going to a gas station and waiting to fuel my car. And I'm there looking for the attendant, and there's nobody. So I'm like, what is this?
You have to do it yourself.
Service is this, you know?
Yeah.
Can somebody come and put my gas?
Yeah.
So I see there self-service.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, that was shocking. So
Yeah.
then you're like, you have this credit card, you don't even know where to put it.
Yeah.
You're just like a kafani person there. You know, you really feel this small. You know, when you're fumbling around, you're trying to put gas, you don't know where to put it.
Yeah.
And then you're seeing 87, 93, you know, those premium, whatever.
Yeah.
Which one you choose, you know.
Yes.
So then what happened was, I think a few days later, I discovered a certain gas station where there was actually an attendant who used to fuel gas for you, but you tip him.
Oh.
Do you know, for like 6 months, that's where I used to go.
Wow.
I was like, let me give him the $2.
Yeah.
Let me give him the $2, but not to myself.
Yeah.
So that was one of the most shocking experiences I had. I'm trying to remember the second shocking thing was the concept of ordering food. You know, when you order food and again, having the waiter ask you, huh, you know, and you're looking at food and a la carte, you know, you choose here, you don't know what to choose. The food is different, you know. So, you know, like we do in Kenya, we have spaghetti. And then here you're going to a restaurant, I think it was Olive Garden, they have the pastas. And then, you know, they like, do you want it al dente? Do you want it pan with meatballs? Do you want it to, you know, there's selection of things. You know, Kenya is, do you want tea? Yes. Tea will come with maziwa na sukari, sindio? Now here you have, if you ask for spaghetti, the questions are like 20. Do you want it al dente? Do you want it pan? Do you want it this way? I'm like, I just want spaghetti.
That's funny. That is funny. I know with the drive-through, I know for me when I came here, and I will try to tell them what it was that I wanted, and they will not hear me. So they will just say, drive to the window. Like, because they can't hear you. So now they want you to come to the window so they can literally face you as you explain. And then they finally say, oh, do you mean this? Because the way you are pronouncing is dead. And at some point, I'm like, do these people not understand? Because sometimes they feel like when they keep saying, huh? What do you mean? It's like, then you repeat the same, or they, oh, you mean the same word, but say differently. So I understand what you mean. I understand.
Which can be very intimidating.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're asking for, and you know you're pronouncing it right. But this person on the other end is telling you, huh? I don't understand what you're saying. And then you're almost using sign language. I want this, I want the other. And it can be very intimidating to a point where you almost close yourself in to not have to deal with the outside world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very scary.
Very
It
scary.
is. It
Yeah.
is.
It's very, very scary.
And
Yeah.
especially, I think especially when you are saying the same word, like you're asking for water, but they don't understand. Uh,
Yeah.
it's more when it's the same word but say differently than like
Yes.
what you are
Exactly.
saying. If I say pop
Yeah.
up your boot, then
Mm,
they say is your trunk. Those are two different words.
yeah.
Now you have to
Yeah.
learn. But when it's the same word, I'm like, what do you want me to say?
Exactly.
Uh,
And this is what I want. I want
Yeah.
yeah,
this, you know.
yeah.
You're
So
just saying it differently from you're pronouncing it
Mm,
differently from the way I am pronouncing it. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Very intimidating.
Very.
what about the systems? Like, I think it was one boy who talked about driving. Now you have to can you drive with your Kenyan driving license in America, or do you have to, because you guys are teaching them these things, do you have to go back to driving school?
As a visitor,
Mm-hmm.
there are some states that would allow you to drive with an international driving license.
Okay.
International driving licenses are recognized worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can.
Okay. All right. So the whole driving on the other side of the road, how was that for you, Dr. Cyd?
That was shocking. That was a shock in the system because you keep wanting to be on the. We keep left in Kenya, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
You
kept
keep right.
wanting to be on the left. I kept wanting to be on the left. And actually, one time I was almost in an accident. Very early in the morning, I was going to work and a car was coming. And I was on the left. And he was coming, from his side, also keeping to his side. You know what I mean? And so I'm flashing the light like, hey,
You
can
need
you
to
move?
move over.
You move.
Yeah.
And then he's blowing the horn, piggering the horn, move. So we are there, and he almost became combative. But now later on I understand, because suddenly, because what happens is sometimes your mind switches
Yeah.
between Kenya and here when you're driving. That's a reality. Your mind can switch, or you can be on the highway and then you're like, hey, which side of the road do I need to be in? So that was very scary. I quickly woke up from whatever it was that was going on. I went to the right side of the road, and then of course he did his finger something, like
Yeah, I know. They flip the bird on you.
Exactly. So yeah, that aspect is always scary. You have to be very alert, because even a cop can stop you wondering, why are you driving on the wrong side of the road? And sometimes people even call the cops and say there's some mad person driving, whatever, not realizing you're from another reality, and that's why you're behaving the way you're behaving. So yeah, so those are the things you have to remember. Keep on the right side of the road. Slow down if you're not sure. And then what do they always say? If you're not driving fast, stay on the right.
Oh,
So
I know what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah, stay on the right. If you're driving slowly and you don't want to be overtaking or over speeding, stay on the right until you're sure of, you're confident enough to be on the left, because on the left is where you overtake, or you're going faster.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so those are some of the challenges, just a few to mention, a
Yeah.
few among many other that we all
Many.
had to deal with. But you got here and you settled. I believe, I'm not sure about Wambui, but I believe, Dr. Cyd, you went to school here?
Yes.
So when you got here, did you just go straight to school? Were you working, then went to school, or was it school, then work?
I worked a little bit, because again, you have to save enough
Survive.
to go to school. School is not cheap, School is not cheap. So I worked a little bit, and then because I was trying to find out, what do I want to do? There are
Yeah.
so many programs, there's so many options here.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got acclimated, because that's what I wanted to, first of all, get acclimated to this society, to the way things happen or go. Then I enrolled in school. That's when I enrolled for my master's program in human resources management.
Okay.
And if I can talk on being an international student, that is also a very it's a pleasant and also challenging concept. You know, one, you're excited, you're getting this higher education, and then on the other hand, you're working with counterparts who are different from you. You know, they are foreigners, and then majority are native, you know, American native or other American students. And again, when you have the lecturers talking in class, again, there's that accent thing that comes in. Or you get assignments, you're told to do certain assignments. The way they do it is very different. You know, like one of the things I remember that was very challenging was being told to write a paper APA style. You know, that's a way of writing the paper. So, you know, because I went to Kenya, the Moi University in Kenya, we just used to write freestyle. You're told to write an assignment. You just write, you know, 3-5 pages you hand over. Now you come here, there's a formula, APA style. And first I had to understand what is APA style. You know, and then so first was understanding that, and there are so many conditions of writing APA style, the formatting, you know, the wording, the font, all those things. So that was like learning a new language or something new besides just the regular kind of writing. Then, you know, there was also the learning online, asynchronous versus synchronous learning, self-paced learning. So all those things were things I was learning because I came from a setup where then everything, you just go to class. You know, then now you're doing things online. And like, I remember one of the prerequisites was I was supposed to do like an economics class. Oh my God, let me tell you, me and Madhafu, I know economics is not really math, but it goes that way. I used to cry. I literally used to cry almost every day when it was time to do the economic class, you know, but it was online. And I talked to the lecturer who kind of helped me through it. So those are the things you might have a struggle with in the academic angle. You know, just aligning yourself with the American system, understanding the writing style, and you know how to interact with your lecturers or professors.
Okay, so that's good. What about you, Wambui? Did you came in and jump into the work world, or you had to go to
I didn't go to school here, but I'm an entrepreneur and a business person. So
you're like
me and business
which is totally fine. And that's what we're gonna get into now, because what you guys have managed to do is amazing. Entrepreneurship sometimes can be challenging to some people, or even intimidating when you tell somebody, oh, you can go to America and you can have your own business. You don't have to be employed, or you could be employed and have a side gig, which is your own business. So how did you guys come together? You live in North Carolina, she's in Atlanta, Georgia. How did you guys know each other from Kenya? Did you guys meet here? And how was this born, where you decided we're gonna get together, we're gonna start a company, and the services we're gonna be offering is we're gonna help people when they move here from whether Kenya or any other country, they move in here, you know, they fight their way here. And you're going to tell us all about that. But let's see how this company was formed. How was it born?
Let me answer that one.
Yes.
This company was formed when one Dr. Cyd and one Wambui Kuria were laid off.
Okay.
That's how it started.
Okay.
One day we were gainfully employed. Everything was fine. Paycheck. I mean, everything was fine. We had a job. Wake up in the morning, go to work. And then I remember my experience. My immediate supervisor called me. We're using Teams at the time. So she calls me, and in my head I'm thinking, no planned meeting or anything. So maybe she's giving me my task or whatever for tomorrow. And then she comes on and she says, oh, hi, how are you? Unfortunately, I have some unfortunate news. She went on about, oh, no, you know, you haven't done anything, blah, 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 but unfortunately, we are going to have to let you go.
Wow.
In fact, I think if I'm not wrong, I might have asked her, what do you mean you're having to let me go? And she said, yes, we are letting you go. So complete whatever task you have, which I had already completed, and we are shutting you down at the end of the day. End of the day was in 25 minutes.
Wow.
And I remember calling Cyd and telling her, Kimeumana. And Cyd was like, what are you talking about, Kime? I said, yeah, Kimeumana. And then I was jobless.
Wow.
The same happened to Cyd. Cyd, yours, give your story. Because it was the same, kind of the same.
Hata yangu iliumana. Yeah, same process. You know, with my company, we sort of knew it was coming, but we didn't know who.
Okay.
You know, and that is where, you know, when it's like, it's the who, you're like, is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Yeah. And then finally you're all called to this meeting, and then you're told very quickly, if you're in this meeting, then it is you.
Did you guys think we are called to the meeting to be told they're letting a whole bunch of people go, but we're staying?
Yeah, so if you're in this meeting, it is you. And as of today, you know, as of today, such and such a time, you know, your employment ends today. But to want you to know, you've not been terminated, you're being laid off, you know, for XYZ reasons.
Yeah.
So, and you know, immediately people are posting messages like, hiya, me, you know, you don't, there's something about even your ego kicks in. Me laid off, me, you know, everyone like, just like that. But hey, we were laid off. And the reality set in when right after that, you get a phone call now from HR.
Wow.
Because we're told immediately after this, you'll get a phone call with the you know, the steps forward. So it's like a big number of you laid off, as you're saying, in the online platform, and then get a call after that, and it's like, okay, we are sorry this has happened, but now point A to be next is da 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 da. You know, and and then it's like officially from today, certain time, you're no longer employed. We'll send you with the way forward. Thank you. Bye-bye. And so the next day you wake up and like, are you sure? Are you sure? You know, and you try and log in, and actually
you're
out.
You're out.
Wow.
Yeah, so exactly. So it was so funny. I think it was before Wambui or after Wambui. Actually, Wambui, I think we moved off a day before or the same day. It was just around the same.
It was around it was around the same time. And just to add to what Cyd is saying, it's they knew where she was working, they had an inclination that some people were going to be laid off.
Yeah.
For me, I did not know. I woke up in the morning like any other day. I'm going to work, and then you're laid off. And then the layoff here doesn't tell you that you hand over within a day or two. No.
Yeah. It's like today.
Right now, it's done. So my systems were shut down in that 25 minutes. Completely shut down.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know, and it's not, I couldn't even access my immediate supervisor. Total shutdown.
Wow.
And that is traumatizing.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking when you go home and you're thinking, I don't have a job to wake up to tomorrow, and you don't have a business, so you don't have a backup plan, or plan B, as they call it. What are you thinking? You know, of course, you start looking for another job, but between like when you can find another job or even think about starting a business, what's going on in your mind? You have bills to pay, or to survive, and here it is. You wake up one day, you have a job, and you go home the next day you don't have a job.
Well, let me put a joke to it. You said you go back home. Now, my going back home was I came from upstairs to downstairs. because
Oh,
I used to work from home.
oh, you used to work from home. Okay. So you
My
just
office was
log on to
upstairs,
the.
and I just walked downstairs, and I remember I came down and made myself a cup of coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and in my head I kept telling myself, this is not happening. This is not happening,
Yeah.
right? And I picked the phone, and I remember calling my mom. My mom is also here, and I called my mom and I told her, "Hiya, it's over." So she's like, "What do you mean it's over?" I said, "Hiya, I've been kicked." In fact, I think I told her something like, "I've been kicked out." Kicked out of what? I have no job. I'm jobless. So she went into, what do you mean you don't have a job?
Yeah.
But what has happened? Then it was like, what did you do?
What did you do? Yes.
Yeah.
But I did later on come to find out that on that day that I was laid off, a
Mhm.
whole bunch of us had been laid off,
Yeah.
right? And I had a small plan B, very tiny plan B. I work. There's somewhere I work, but I have worked with these people. I've worked there for years. I call it my stress reliever.
Mm-hmm.
I called and I'm like, can you get someone to cover me? Unfortunately, I couldn't get anybody because it was like last minute. So anyway, I did go to work, but I was like in a daze, I was like, did that just happen? Like,
Yeah.
really? Well, I went through my shift. I came home, sat with my son. Now I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, your mother is jobless. Mommy has no job.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to wake up, I'm going to take you to school, and I'm going to come and sit down. Only for Cyd to call me 2 days later. She's like, "Hey, you know what, Wambui?
Wow.
We were laid off." I was like, "What are you talking about?" This time I had not even told her I've been laid off. I'm still at stewing it in. And then we just started laughing. Well, I guess we've both been laid off. We are jobless, and that was the reality. One day you have a job and tomorrow you don't. Because the few jobs I had at the time working in Kenya, anytime there was a layoff, it was a process, and then there was training, and then there was, it was not just like that unless you're fired. But if you're laid off, it's a
It's a
they don't call
process.
it laid off. They call I remember, but they don't say laid off. They don't call it laid off. There's another name for it.
Retrenchment
Or downsizing.
or downsizing.
Downsizing. Yeah.
So yeah, I came home, I sat down, I even started planning how now I have to think about moving, and your whole mind just kind of goes bonkers. I know Cyd did some serious adjustments. Me, I still hang on, and I told myself something is gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Did you guys know each other from Kenya, or you were just friends? You met here in America?
We knew each other from Kenya. No, we met here. We met here. Yes, we met here. I know the mom. So the mom is a dear friend of mine. I'd known her for a while. So when Wambui came to visit, the mom talks about how Wambui relentlessly, my Wambui. So when Wambui came to visit, I think early 2000 and something, they came to visit me and we clicked. It was funny. We clicked right away when she came. I cooked, I love cooking and food and everything. And Wambui, she enjoyed herself thoroughly. So that was really nice, So then our friendship just grew from there.
Continued,
yeah. So it's been maybe a friendship of over 10 years, I think. Yeah.
That's good. That's
good. Actually, much longer, by the way.
Yeah, it's over. It's 10
plus.
Yeah.
10 plus. Yeah, much
10 plus years. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Cyd is my, when you start going off and you start feeling like you're losing it or things are not going, Cyd is my amuka.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So you call each other and you tell her you've been laid off, and she say likewise she had been laid off. So you laugh it out or cry it out, whatever. Then how now do you decide, you know what, how about we get together and start XYZ?
She was in Georgia, I was in North Carolina. Cyd used to live in North Carolina.
Okay.
She moved to Georgia. Yeah. So just talking, because me and Cyd talk a lot.
Okay.
I mean, we can sit on the phone and talk for 4 hours.
Okay.
Nothing, I don't even know what we talk about, but yeah. And we started chatting, and we're like, so and so has called me and is asking for this help. Cyd, I have someone who has called me here, they're needing this help. Wambui, can you do this in North Carolina? Or can you? We started asking each other, you know, so and so needs help.
Yeah.
This information has come to my table. How can we do this? How can we do this? And then Cyd is actually the one who was like, Wambui, we seem to be helping people a lot here. And then she had had a conversation with my mom, because you had asked my mom something. And I think my mom was like, you and Wambui, kazi yenu ni kusaidia watu. Munalipwa. I think, if I'm not wrong, Cyd, I think that is how it came to be. Because you two are always helping and doing, you know how it sounds in Kiko, anybody have work, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that is where this whole TipiToe came from.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So how did you come with the name? Tell us about what's in the name.
Wambui. So
we also have a company called TipiToe Africa.
Oh, TipiToe Africa. All right. So tell us about the name and how you came up with it.
TipiToe Africa, I'll start with explaining TipiToe Africa has been there for a long time. It's well, when I moved here, it kind of fizzled out.
Okay.
And TipiToe came from tiptoeing from one part of Africa to the other, from Kenya, Uganda, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So I thought, why not have TipiToe USA, because it's the same.
Yeah.
People coming from anywhere out of the US, and they're all over the US, from one end of the US to the other. So what me and Cyd will be doing will be TipiToeing from one state to another.
Yeah.
Helping people settle down.
Okay.
So that's where the name came from.
Okay. All right. So simple tiptoeing.
Yeah.
So now you put this company together, and you decide these are the services we are going to be offering. So let's talk about that. Let's say I'm in Kenya and I have let's just start like with a student visa. It could be a student visa, I guess, visitor's visa, but let's do student or even green card, because that person is going to come here to stay. Although I would still want you guys to talk about a visitor who is going to be here maybe a month, 2 months, or even a few weeks. How do when I get in touch with you and I say, hey, I have this green card, I'm supposed to relocate to America, I don't know anything about the US. Some people don't know people, and even when you know people, it's still not easy, even when you know people. So what do you do from there? How do you work with that person?
So for example, like you said, you're a student, you just got your F1 visa, you know, you're coming to the United States, University of Texas, you know, or you have won a green card as a couple and a family of two, you know, I mean, husband, wife, 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know, that seems to be the common pattern. So either of those, or an expatriate who's coming here to work and they're going to be here for 2-3 years via H1B visa. So I mentioned those 3 because those are like mostly the common groups, you know, who are coming for a protracted duration, 2-3 years or so. You know, I mean, green card, you're staying here.
Yeah.
I mean, you're more permanent. You're going to be a permanent resident.
Yeah.
Now, so that's a good question, Liz. What we do with that person is we can start the services before they come or upon landing to the United States.
Okay.
Now, before they come, we can provide, let me first mention, we provide, the first consultation is usually about 30 minutes and it's free of charge.
Okay.
So when you call us, we identify what needs you have.
Yeah.
So, let's say you say you're a student, you're coming to the US and you need to know where to start. You're coming to Texas, you're coming to Georgia, what do I need? Or I've won a green card, we are coming, where do we start? So we'll have the first 30 minutes free consultation. And then after that, we'll customize according to your needs based on the things you say you want. Because, for example, a student may come, they have no host. They're going straight to the university. I know nobody,
Yeah.
So if it's a student, we will, based on the things you say that you need. And then we'll also make some suggestions because you could be a 21-year-old coming for your first degree.
Yeah.
So you have an idea of what you want, but also you are also clueless on certain things. So in the second, third, fourth meeting, now where we start charging the fees, we will align you. Number one, if you're coming to say Georgia State University, we will talk about logistics.
Yeah.
We'll talk about accommodation.
Yeah.
The requirements of an F1 visa student, you have to check in. You have to go and check in with your school and say you have reported, because you do not want to, you can lose your status very easily if you don't check in with your school. And then let you know the things that you need immediately as a student.
Okay.
And also going with you, because now you're coming under your school, also guide you based on your school requirements, the things that you need to do, accommodation. Are you going to be staying within the campus or are you renting out? How much money do you need to come with? Will the school allow you to work? Because again, that is a gray area. Are you allowed to work within the school? Sometimes they may give you employment within the campus as you go to school. Then we'll address things about the weather, how you need to come dressed. If you're coming in the winter, the things you need to come with, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then, if it's a green card, their needs are a bit different because they have kids. What are the age of these kids? We'll try and identify that. What is the age? Are they coming to school? Are the parents coming to be hosted? Because some will be hosted, some will not.
Yeah.
Is the hosting for a week or a month or several, clarifying that. Do they have sufficient funds? What are the things they need to know when they hit the ground?
Yeah.
So we try and cover. Just imagine you're going to somewhere new. What are the things you need when you go somewhere new? You need a house, you need a car, depending on where. You need school, you need a school for the kids, you need a job.
Yeah.
Cover all those things, and then let you know also about the tax system, employment. One gray area is, I have a CV. Can I apply with a CV? And so we advise you about how to convert it to a resume, or help you write it out and things like that.
Exactly.
So exactly. So if it's an expatriate, they already are coming with their H1 visa, coming to a job. Maybe they have an accommodation already set up for them.
Yeah.
But now they want to know their way around. What are the attractions? What do I need to know about driving? Someone doesn't know how to drive. And then the things we don't know, we have partners who will network and connect you to somebody who knows how to. Let's say you don't know how to drive, but you want to buy a car. We'll link you with somebody who can teach you how to drive.
Okay.
So essentially we'll walk with you, hold your hand and walk with you. And then also have the realization that everything will not happen magically overnight. Some things are gradual.
Yeah.
So we'll have ongoing services. For example, you come and you start working in February. Then, do something like taxes. You're going to file your taxes come next year, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know about that. So come next year, we'll guide you on how to have your taxes filed the proper way.
Okay.
Or when you get the employment, how do you fill out those papers? Your W4s and NC4 or whatever state you are in.
Yeah.
So those kind of things are the ones will guide you into knowing how to maneuver or navigate around the United States.
Oh, wow. That is good. That is really good, because those are important things. Like here, you have to file your taxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it might come and think, I don't have to do it. I've only worked for 1 year, so I don't have to do it. And that could go down south really, really quick.
Very quickly.
All right. So so it sounds like you're saying it's not a one-time thing where you just help somebody and you guide them a little bit here and there. So it sounds like you hold their hand even a year later, you are still working with them to say, hey, you've been here for a year. you've worked, there's something called filing your taxes. Maybe you can make a recommendation on where they can go, whether it's a person or H&R Block or whatever, and letting them know the importance of why you should do that. In America, you have to file your taxes. So it's a process. It's a relationship that goes on and on. It's not like I work with you for a couple of weeks or for a month and I drop you, go figure out the rest on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Wow.
settling down and coming as a student, coming as a green card holder, or let me correct it, coming as a student, coming as an adult, coming with your children, coming as an elderly person, they all have different stages. Someone who has come with their family will face bigger challenges than the student, you know.
Yeah.
Someone who has come as an adult will also face, because you already have a certain way of doing things and handling issues, but you've come into this world where everything is different, you know. So like Cyd is saying, we hold your hand. Let me put it that we'll hold your hand up until where you are comfortable enough to take it on by yourself. You know, it's I mean, we are available. We cannot say that it's gonna be 4 days, we're done. It's gonna be 3 months, we're done. Because along the way, until now, there are some challenges even until now I still face. You know, despite having been here as long as I have been. So it's not one shoe that fits all. It's all different. It's all different. Even for visitors who, there are those who come for business. There are those who just come shopping. There are those who just come to visit their family.
Medical
Of life in the US is you'll come to visit. I'll smile with you and I'll spend one day with you. Tomorrow I wake up and go to work. Then you're left on your own. You know. We also do offer a service of, if you have people who've come to visit, we can either show them around or take them around, or for lack of a better way of phrasing it, keep them company. You know.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
because like I said, you wake up and go to work, and then you've left this person here on their own, and you probably only have one day in the week to spend with that person. So that is also a service that we offer. People are coming for a wedding, for a funeral, for a birth, for whatever reason, you know, and they also need to get their way around when they are here. Yes.
All right. Question for you guys. You live in North Carolina. Dr. Cyd is in Georgia. America has 50 states, I guess. And what you just say, like, you know, maybe you can keep people company, maybe you can show them around and stuff like that. If I'm going to New York City, or I'm going to California or Hawaii, all right? How do you work with people when they are not visiting or settling in the states where one of you is located at? How do you, and even with the state can also be big. Just because somebody is in Georgia doesn't mean the Cyd is close by or nearby. So how do you work? How do you work with people when they are not, when they are far away, going to other states or towns that are far away from you guys?
The same way, we will take ourselves to this person or these people.
Okay.
But again, when we have the call or the consultation, from there is when we will put together. Or let me rephrase that. We will find out what it is that you are looking for, what you need from you and from our suggestions. Put together a package or a program, and then work with it. So if you are in Hawaii, and our conversation shows that you probably need help or assistance, the initial, say, 1 week.
Okay.
Get a house, get a car, apply for a driving license, or whatever it may be. If you have children, get them into school, whatever. We will come to you.
Okay.
And at least leave you with that basic. It's done because you need help, physical help with whatever it may be. Now, even if I leave, I'll have left you a little bit. I'll have left you grounded, right? Now the rest can all be done on telephone or Zoom or whatever. In addition to partners that we have in a lot of these other states. So in Hawaii, we have Mary, for example. So Mary will be able to now follow up or just continue holding your hand until you're completely and totally settled in. Unless it gets to a point where it is beyond Mary, then again, we'll come back to you and just make sure that you're settled. The idea is to, let me give you an example. Now I use myself as an example. Despite the fact that I'd been here before, see, I'd come as a visitor and I went back. Now I've come and I'm settled. Things, and I have family here, and I always say that I'm very lucky that I have family, but they also need to work and they have to continue with their lives. Right? So things like getting a house, it's not very straightforward. There is all this credit business. You're new, you don't even know what credit is, right? A car, you need to learn how to drive, right? You also need to buy the car. You need to get a driver's license, right? You need to open a bank account. I needed somebody to help me do that. Cyd and my family helped me do that. So irrespective of which state you're in, at some point you'll need someone holding your hand, like, this is where to go, this is how, kushika mkono kabisa. And then there's the other one that you can now do on phone or WhatsApp or whichever. But there's some initial that you need the physical
person to be there.
Put your hand, exactly. Yes.
Okay, so and everybody, from what you're saying, it sounds like it's more customized to individual needs because it's not a one size fits all.
Yes.
My services that I require might differ from the next person. So you customize the packages based on individual needs. And what you mentioned that a student coming here is different, or even a single person than somebody, a husband and wife coming with kids, or just a single parent coming with their kids. Those logistics are completely different because there are kids that have to go to school and they have to understand the system here. Kids have to go in the district where you live, and some of the things, because I don't know about your states, but I know like where I live, you cannot if you take your kids to a public school, they have to go within your school district. You can literally go to jail if that your kids go to another district. Whereas in Kenya, hey, your kids can like take 2 or 3 buses to go to school. Your kids go to school where you pay taxes, in other words. All right, so that is very good, and sounds like you guys have partners in other states that you can consult, or people can consult with if you personally don't have to be there. And then there are times you have to fly in town or state to be with your client and help them around to make sure by the time you go back home, they're a little bit grounded. And then the rest you do through follow-up through Zoom or FaceTime.
Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a very, very good service, because the kind of stuff that people go through when they come here, I don't know how to do this. How do you get this? How do you do this? How do I start applying for the other? What about the Social Security? Where do I get it? It's a lot of stuff. And I think you guys have really good services that is going to make people who are coming here be able to settle easily. Yes, there still will be challenges, but when you have somebody telling you, okay, here is a list of everything we need, let's tackle it one by one. The first priority is to get you this, get you an apartment, get you here. These are very good. That is really good. That is really, really I like to say you are late in starting, but hey, everything happened. Everything happened at the right time, because I'm just I wish this I never had somebody put to, and you guys don't just work with Kenyans, you work with people from other places too. It's not just Kenyans.
it really doesn't matter where they come from, but they,
Yeah.
they need some form of guidance, and it would be good to have good and correct guidance, as opposed to either try to figure it out for yourself, or sad to say, being misled by somebody or by people, because we've had some horror stories.
If you fall on bad
People
hands,
have gone through a whole lot of stuff. So there's some of those, they are horrific, very, very horrific. Very unfortunate that people would do the stuff they do to other human beings. It just doesn't make any sense.
But that's good. That's where you guys come in, because you guys are professionals. You don't have a relationship with this person other than business relationship. So it's not your cousin, it's not your schoolmate, and you say sometimes people get taken advantage of, or sometimes simply you come to a friend or a family member, but they're just busy. They have the life to keep going. They don't have the time to drive you to motor vehicle, drive you to the social security office, I don't know, drive you where, and then you have to get this and this. Sometimes people don't have that. So I think that's where you guys come in, and that's a service that definitely I could have used myself many years ago. But I'm happy. I am very happy for those people who are coming to America today from other countries, because they have you guys. And please, if you're watching this video, please share what these ladies are doing. It's amazing, amazing. It is not easy. Sometimes people think, oh, I just want to go to America. And you think and it's easy. Trust me. I like to think it's also the same even with Kenya, just because if you're not born in Kenya and you move in there, there could be challenges. For they come in, they hear there's something called M-Pesa. They have no idea what is M-Pesa. Where do I get? Oh, there is this other company. I don't know Safaricom. I don't know. I need what line. So things like those. It's the same thing we have here, plus more. Somebody need to have a phone. Where in the world do you start with these phone companies?
Even a simple example. I'm coming. Someone is coming to the US. Right. How are they going to communicate with the people they are coming to meet here? That's a very small thing. But how are you going to communicate? Because Safaricom, unless you're going to do roaming, once you cross, I think, the UK, it cuts off. So now you're here. You're at the airport. How do the people are going to? Where do I start?
And the airports here are big. You could be looking for somebody for hours, and they're in the same airport.
The simple thing of communication, right? You get here. A lot of time here we use debit or credit card. So you get into an Uber. First of all, you will not even be able to get the Uber,
because you have to call the Uber from your app.
There's the Uber app in Kenya, but you can use it here. But here, you don't pay cash. In Kenya, you can pay cash. Here, you
don't pay Uber cash money when you're in Kenya. But here, we don't do that.
But here, you cannot. So you've come, you have your app.
But no bank account linked to it.
Exactly. So how do you pay?
Wow.
Unless you now pay with your Kenyan account.
Visa.
Which will cost you an amount. Because it's not now, it's debit and credit cards in Kenya are not the norm. M-Pesa is what is the norm,
And we don't have M-Pesa here.
It's very small things like that. You're leaving home. What do you need to carry? What do you need not to carry in your luggage? How much weight? I know the airline will tell you it's so much weight, but you're trying to put majani and this and what, and you're looking for mama nani this and baba. There's stuff that you cannot carry. So be careful,
That is true. That is very true. Also, the season.
It's very small things.
Also, the season. Are you coming during winter, fall, summer, spring? Because you have to dress up. It's one thing to be in Nairobi, all feeling nice and comfy because it's sunny. And then you arrive here and you step out of the airport and you're freezing to death if you come during winter and not dressed properly. So
or even get to the airport, and the airport, your terminal is 2 train rides away.
Oh my gosh, that's a huge one.
Yeah,
That's a big
JKIA, you can walk from one end to the other.
that's
right?
and they have to also figure out also, even if they have like a connecting flight, like let's say
Exactly.
a lot of people sometimes go back through Europe, and you have to wait there and connect from there, and then you arrive here. I don't know. I think it's your state, Dr. Cyd, Georgia. I'm like, why do we have to take a train from the airport to go get my baggage? I think is that how it works?
I know.
It's a huge airport.
Huge.
It was my first time. Like, I'm like, come on. I use JFK in New York, and I don't have to take a train to go get I'm like, a train. So somebody that may not know, they may land here, get in the airport, and not even and sometimes these people will speak of and tell you where to go get your luggage. You know, but you don't quite understand what the pilot or whoever just said. And you are sitting there at the airport waiting that your baggage is gonna be there, but you don't know that you're supposed to go outside the airport,
you have to go outside,
up on a train, and the train is gonna take you to a totally different location.
Get your luggage.
Yeah, so it's not that easy, guys. It's not just like I got on a plane and I landed there and now I'm here at the airport waiting.
It's working,
And this is where these two ladies come in. They make life much, much easier. If you work with the two of them, you don't have to deal with, and some of these things can cost you money. They can cost money, actually. It can cost you a lot of money that you probably don't have a lot when you're coming here. Even a simple thing as counting the coins. You know, I remember when I came here and I'll get like in a bus and I didn't know how to count the coins, and I'll get in, and back in the days, they still had the card, you know, these things that you can buy, the cards you can buy up front or whatever, and you just and they will say, it's $6.75. Now I know what $6 is. I don't know what 75. So I'll just give a whole bunch of money. So I make sure there is enough. And sometimes if you're handing it, that you gave me too much. And I was so embarrassing. He's calculating because you just put a whole bunch of money and pray to God that whatever 75 cents, it's covered, you know? And you can end up losing a lot of money doing stuff. Or even going to the stores and trying to figure out how do I calculate it. Even though things have gotten way much better with the technology and all the systems we have, or even driving and going through a toll, and you have the money and you go through that easy pass that you don't have. Some states, I know some states don't have that, but like you go through that, they're gonna send you a ticket of like $50. Something like that. Something that you probably could have paid 25 cents or $2. Now they add that $2 plus the fine for going to the toll without paying. So all those stuff you need to know. And also these two ladies will let you know, depending on the state you are going, every state is different here. Sometimes they even have different laws. So what state are you going? Like we were talking about putting gas in your car. Like in my state where I live, oh, we got lucky. But I lived in New York for all those years. I had to pump gas for myself here. I'm lucky I just have to sit and the person come. So make sure that you contact Dr. Cyd and Wambui. They're definitely going to make your life, your transition from most of the people watching this from Kenya, your transition from Kenya to America, it's going to be much, much easier. You don't have to deal with what most people end up dealing with, or even losing money because you are paying extra money for things because you don't know, right? Or even getting in trouble with the system, with the law. You don't know, the laws, and something a stupid move, a stupid mistake could cost you a lot. Question for you ladies, now that we are talking about you helping people settle down when they come here, let's make it clear to our viewers who are the people that you help, because maybe I'm in Kenya and I'm thinking, oh, so you can help me come over there and help me settle. Let's be clear what it is that you guys do. Do you invite people to come here? do you help them move from Kenya to here, or are you working with people who already have the papers, whether it's a student visa, whether it's a work visa, a green card, somebody who has a visitor's visa? Who do you work with here?
Okay, that's a very good question. So let's first emphasize that we help people who have gotten the visa. Whatever visa you have gotten, whether it's green card or F1 visa, H1 visa, or visitor B1, B2 visa, when you have the visa, we help you with that. We help you settle down, and we also provide orientation services so you can know, for example, how to use your credit card, how to count the money, how to pay attention to the taxes you pay when you buy the food or grocery, things like that. Now, let's also emphasize, as a company, we do not provide visas. We don't issue any visas. We do not help you to get the visa. We don't send you invitation letters, so you can get a visa. We don't help you with maybe applying to a school so you can get a visa. So that aspect, or that platform for the paperwork aspect, we don't assist with that. We help you from the point where you have the visa. Once you have the visa, then you can consult with us, because we are predominantly dealing with orientation and settling you down. You can call with questions, you know, of where do I apply or how do I apply, but just remember, we don't issue any visa, because the most common question we're getting is, can you give me a work visa or a student visa? Can you send me an invitation? Unfortunately, we don't. So just bear that in mind.
All right. So that is very clear. So you guys know that the services they're offering are for somebody who has already done the initial work of either applying to a college, getting accepted, going to the embassy, and getting a visa. And then you can contact them like, I have this visa, I'm coming there as a student, or I'm coming as a visitor. Where do I start? What do I do? So it's not like they're not gonna apply for you or invite you for and you cannot use the address either.
No.
So we just want to make that clear, so we don't lead people where they think that you guys are the services we are talking about are for helping people migrate from, let's say, Kenya to here or any other country to here. So you do the work. As soon as you have that visa, then yes, call them, and they'll start laying the groundwork for you and telling you the steps that you need to follow, so that your transition, or even your visit, if you're coming here as a visitor for a few weeks or a couple of months, it's smooth. So you don't just come. I had somebody tell me, actually, she eventually ended up coming here. But the first time she came, I think she was in Georgia or some state. I don't remember what state. And she said, I don't know, I went back to Kenya and I didn't know anything about America. She went out one day. And I say, how long were you here? She said she was here for a good 2 weeks. She went out on a weekend because the person she was visiting had to work. And she stayed in the house.
Wow.
I could not be, I said, you came to the US for, I think she said 2 weeks. And because when she finally got papers to come here, I'm like, oh, at least you know your way around. I think it was not even 2 weeks. It was more than 2 weeks she was here.
Oh, no.
But she told me one weekend she went out shopping when she was ready to go back to Kenya, because the person she was visiting had to go to work. And sometimes you might think somebody is refusing to do things for you, but that's the reality. People have
the reality.
Some people are not able to take a day or 2 days off work, so they walk you around and show you America and all that. So she was telling me she felt like that was a waste of her money and time. I went back to Kenya and I didn't even want to tell people I was in America, because I didn't even have photos to show, like, apart from a one-day thing where they went to the mall and stuff. So this person visited but went back home. She should have just stayed over there in Kenya and saved her money. It is true. But thank God she ended up getting papers to come here, and now she lives here. So that can be, maybe that's a reality of a lot of people, because that's somebody I know who I stayed indoors throughout. You know, Somebody has, and even if there was another car in the household, you don't know how to drive, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you know how to drive in Kenya, and even with an internet, where do you start? You need to at least start with somebody telling you, you know, this, you're going here, this is it. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself much lost in this country. So that is amazing. Good services, you guys. Congratulations. I know this is not the last we are seeing of you. I believe we'll see you here again and again.
Yes.
And I wish you all the best. But before we wind up, tell our viewers how they can connect with you, where they can find you, how do they reach you if they're interested in your services?
Well, Wambui, you want to share, or can go ahead?
Okay.
You can call us. We have the WhatsApp access if you're calling us internationally, and our number is 470-874-0804. You can also email us at it's info@TipiToe USA.com. I'll repeat that: info@TipiToe USA.com. And the phone number one more time is 470-874-0804.
Amazing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin their number and the email address on the description box below this video. So it's always going to be there. So definitely connect with them, call them, email them if you're interested in their services. So before we wind up, is there anything anyone of you would like to add?
Yeah, in addition to that, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, same TipiToe USA. We would like your support, your likes, your subscribe, share. Again, us being here is to help people settle down and not go through some of the challenges that myself, Cyd, and so many others have gone through. We're here to guide, and we hope that if and when you do get here, you will reach out to us. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Any last word, Dr. Cyd?
Just the same thing. Whether it's somebody who has not come or is already here, we are here to assist you. Don't hesitate. You will never know until you ask, and there's no question or request that is too small. You know, what may be too small may be life-changing. You know, you may think it's too small to ask, how do I go from point one to B, or how do I get a social security? But not knowing might cost you a lot of money and your time and a lot of heartache. So, and then one more thing, we are also here to support people who are coming as asylum. You know, the people who are, you know, asylums, big numbers of people coming. You know, from whatever countries that unfortunately maybe face war and they have to be brought here. We hope to partner with like the Migration Council and such entities to support them, because the concept is the same. It's settling in a new country.
Okay. Awesome. 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 That is
one other thing, and this is deviating a little bit.
Yeah.
Mkikuja mkuja na mwiko ya ugali.
We'll
show you where to get the unga.
Are you telling them we don't? Are you telling them we don't have mwikos here?
No, we don't. No, not the proper mwiko.
Okay, so the real.
We have wooden.
The real mwiko.
But we don't have mwiko ya ugali.
One of the things
at least I haven't come across any
good ones. Yeah, I have used all sorts of mwikos myself. Like I'll try to go to Amazon, and I never thought about asking somebody to bring me one from Kenya. Now that you say that, my cousin is coming. She might have to carry one.
Yes, I have 3. Me niko na 3. I have 3.
Oh wow! Oh, I might have to see you behind the tent. Yeah. So, oh gosh, it's so funny you say that, mwiko. What else should they? What should they? What about all these things where people pack ungaya? What do you call it? Ugali,
chapati.
We have all those things here.
Yeah.
But when you go to the shop here, how do you know it's unga ya ugali?
You have to know. You have to know what you're looking for.
No.
Exactly. You do, because how do you know it's in Yunga Ugani? Because it's your jogo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your pembe. Yeah. It has a whole different name, and then it also varies from state to state.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have a Spanish name, because most of them you're gonna find them in the what is it called? International
international aisle, yes.
Or Mexican food, because Americans do ugali. Americans don't make chapati. They use chapati for baking other stuff. So you have to know what you're looking for. If it's pancake, you have to know what type of flour to buy for pancakes. So, but that's where you guys are there to help. So I'm very, very happy for you guys.
The thing we may not have is the spices here have a different flavor to the ones we have at home.
But from the Indian store, the Indian stores most of the time, if you go to Patel, if you're lucky to find a Patel store, you might be able to find things like what do you call it, pilau stuff.
Yeah.
Pilau masala.
Yeah, masala, garam masala, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
they do have them. It's just that the taste and the flavor is a bit different.
Little different. Yeah. But no need
the
to.
One thing they still don't have right is the mwiko.
Oh, the oh, that is funny. That is so funny. So no need to carry unkaya, ugali, chapati. No need for
mandazi.
What is it called? Mandazi or this rice. What is it called in Kenya?
Pilau.
Basmati.
Oh, basmati rice. Oh, we have it. Patel Brothers carries all those things.
We have all those. So stop carrying all those food stuff. And I would say if you're coming, like, be careful, like, consult with them so you know what you can carry and what can get you into trouble at the airport. And they tell you, no, you're not coming in here. They are very sensitive what you can bring. But things like muiko, you can.
So
we lost, hold on. We lost one boy. Let me add her. Oh, she's coming back on a different device, but we pretty much done. Oh, we lost you back. Yeah, but we pretty much done. But hey, you guys, you heard that there is a shortage of mwikos in America, in the Kenyan community. That could be a business for somebody. Bring a whole bunch of mwikos and sell to Kenyans around. They will be very, very happy about that. Or maybe you guys can add that as a business on the side. Shipping mwikos. That would be good. All right, guys. Thank you so very much. I totally appreciate you gracing my show, and I look forward to seeing what you guys are doing. Make sure you guys, if you call them, you mention that you saw both Wambui and Dr. Cyd on this channel. And I look forward to having you guys again and again and again, and all the best in everything that you guys are doing.
Thank you, Liz, for having us. Thank you. Yes, and anyone who says that they saw us on your show, we do assure them of a discount, right, Wambui?
Yes, we do. Discount shall be discussed. Wakipiga simu.
Awesome. So you guys had it. Make sure you mention. Make sure you let them know. I watch you guys on Kenya Diaspora Connect, and then they will extend some discount to you. Hey, you all love discount. So make sure when you contact them, you tell them where you saw them. All right. So you guys have a wonderful day, and God bless.
And you too. Thank you so much, Liz. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
In a world where opportunities are boundless and connections pave the way for success, there's one event that stands out above the rest: the Jumbo List Expo 2024. After a resounding success in New Jersey, Jumbo List is back. From May 24th to May 27th, join us for an unforgettable journey at the Jumbo List Expo 2024 as we celebrate Memorial Day weekend in a grand fashion, a weekend where dreams meet opportunity. Together, we are unlocking those two possibilities. So maybe you're wondering, what sets the Jumbo List Expo apart? It's where every business begins with Jumbo, a gathering of brilliant minds, innovative ideas, and limitless potential. This isn't just an expo. It's a convergence of industry titans, thought leaders, and aspiring entrepreneurs, all united by a shared vision of growth and success. For more details and inquiries, don't forget to reach us through our social media pages, our phone numbers, and our website at www.jambolist.com. Jambolist, every business begins with Jambo.